Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another Gemstone Legends video, and in this video we have a new boosted altar with a hero that I'm quite interested in, so let's jump in, do our initial review, and then dip into my large hoarding of scrolls here to see if we can pull this hero. So, we have, I assume it is Baasim, probably the most accurate guess I can come up with. A taunt hero, which is great. Grants immunity to all allies for 3 turns as well, which is fantastic, very powerful. Every time an ally dies, he grants increased defense to all allies for 2 turns, so that could be an interesting synergy with heroes that attack based off of defense. Every time an enemy dies, he grants increased attack to all allies for 2 turns, or you could go for a very aggressive team with someone like Elgath, and in getting a kill you get even more attack. Also immune to silence, which is great, so you won't be blocked by silence for activating taunt, and then a speed leader, increasing speed in the arena by 21, which is pretty excellent. Mana gain over 20, which is nice. Probably not, so to get up to 25 you need full tomes and full charge gear, which I don't think would probably yield the best stats unless you have an incredible trove of charge gear. Not what I would expect. So let's take a look at the lexicon. There's something very interesting about this hero that I want to show you that I haven't seen recently, but it does seem a little bit like a new trend. So let's go take a look. Alrighty, so here are the stats that he has. I believe my stats are going to be affected. No, those are the awakened stats. All right, look at that. Only a single tome on this side to get up to 4 turns of taunt. Immunity stays at 3, which is reasonable. 4 turns of taunt is very nice though. On the other side, only up to 4, so it's only going to cost you 1, 2, 3, 4 tomes to max this hero, which is pretty incredible. And the trend I was referring to is that they seem to be lowering this number pretty consistently. I can remember with early heroes, like I think it was Arthur maybe, who took like 15 tomes to get up to max, and I've seen this dropping. I haven't seen anything quite this low, but I've seen some that are under 10, maybe 8 to max, which is pretty great. So more mileage out of your tomes with heroes that don't require quite so much. So I really like to see that. I feel like that's a positive direction for players, and something that, again, is just very nice to see. Mana gain increased by 1, so that'll bring you up to the 22, and then 3 more for charge gear. All right, let's see if we can have any luck pulling this guy. I might look into adding someone to my, what's it called, wish list prior. Actually, I don't think I have enough gems for that, so we'll just go ahead and do our summons here. All right, here we go. Let's hope we get lucky. This could take a while. I didn't look at the other featured epic at the moment, but I'm sure that we will get her, and then we'll take a look. Myra is a very utilitarian hero, good to have. Vulnerability and defense down, if I remember correctly. Also, I think she's an HP based hitter, so you can build her a little tankier with accuracy. All right. Not hitting that good yet on the luck scale. And no featured epic yet, which is interesting. I think we've gotten 3 or 4 of them. I've got some platinum shards as well, so maybe we'll switch it up and go try those. They are quite a bit of a higher chance, so could speed things up. Someday I'm going to have to use these diamond scrolls too, but perhaps hoarding them more than I should. But I feel like I'm waiting for that moment of like, oh my god, this hero is one of the best ones to be released in such a long time. Typically the experience I have is, I'm like, is this hero good? I can't quite tell. Thinking about doing a video based on how to evaluate whether a new hero is good or not. I think I have some ideas around that. And the benefit being they often go in new directions with heroes, and so trying to figure out, okay, we haven't seen something quite like this before. There's nothing to measure it up against. How are they? So let me know if you're interested in that as a possibility. All right, I believe this is the featured hero. Grants mana breath to one ally for 2 turns. Restores 10 mana. Not too impressive so far. At the start of his turn. Oops, it looks... Oh, is that a man? Wow, that is the most androgynous person I've ever seen before. It's like clothing looks masculine. Face... Oof. Right between. Well, anyways. We'll assume that their pronouns are correct here. At the start of his turn, grants soul replenish for 2 turns to an ally with the lowest mana. At the end of his turn, grants 5 mana to all allies. So potentially in the lexicon, those numbers get up. Not in the lexicon, but just saying with tomes, those numbers can potentially go up quite a bit higher. That seems a little underwhelming to me. But in the right context could make a big difference. So again, perhaps with tomes where those numbers get boosted a bit higher, you'd see a more impactful hero. Because obviously it's an epic versus like a Strybog as a legendary, but him giving out mana at the start of, I forget, the start of his, not his turn, but the start of the wave, and then also giving mana, mana breath, or I forget what the name of it is right now, soul replenish, the one that gives mana, positive status that gives mana. It's so interesting that for bronze scrolls and silver scrolls, you can do 10 pulls, unless I'm remembering that, unless they've like gotten rid of that feature, but that definitely was a feature at one point. I wonder why they don't do that here. Okay, well, we're close to the guaranteed, which is nice. I didn't realize I was that far into the mercy counter, but yeah, it would be nice to speed this up a little bit, in my opinion, especially with not being able to skip the epic animation. You're like, all right, come on. How long is it gonna take? If I was familiar with whatever culture that name originates from, I might be able to give a better idea whether we're looking at a male or female character. But again, we can assume that they wrote his intentionally, but it looked like a female character to me, and then read his, which I thought was funny. But oh wow, before the mercy counter. All right, and I don't recognize. Nope, shit. All right. Great hero still. I already have one, haven't leveled up, but a defense-based healer who also gives attack up. And then she's got a bunch of good stuff here. If above 70%, she grants increased accuracy to all allies for 4 turns when using her special ability. If above 50, she grants increased speed to one ally with the highest attack. So she also is boosting attack, so I like that this is based around trying to speed up an attacker. while giving increased attack as well. First time her HP drops below 20, she casts Protective Shield based on 30% of her max HP for 4 turns and Spell Shield. So a lot of good stuff going on there. I think the heal is probably on the lower side. 158%. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. But generally the defense healers that I'm thinking of don't heal quite as much as some of the other healers, but she's got a lot of good stuff going on there as well. All right, so not who we were looking for, so we're gonna have to go for the next legendary. Hopefully not at the mercy counter for all of our patients. If you could skip epics, it would be fine, because this is not so bad from a time perspective, but just like how long this epic animation is, you're like, on with it. Stop trying to bait me into thinking I'm getting a legendary. Man, I had some... Oh, this is the new hero. Kregoris. That's a strange name. Pretty sick design, though. The flaming eyes. Deals damage to a single enemy, 100% attack 3 times. Deals damage to a single enemy, 2% of max HP. So you really need tomes on this guy with mana gain below 20. Damage increased by 10% against bosses and raid bosses. Okay. So that'd be a good starting hero in the game because you're trying to fight through a lot of bosses. Gain increased attack and increased defense for 3 turns at the start. So just very survivable, unique kind of damage dealing. Pretty awesome. Cool design too. Less useful in the later game, but yeah. Oh yeah, let's go do those platinums. See if we can get a little lucky, speed this up a bit. As much as I love gold scrolls and I've had a lot of my luck with them, sometimes you just want to speed it up. Platinums I just feel like don't land for me unless it's the mercy counter for some reason. I mean, I'm sure this is, what's it called? Confirmation bias, but... Let's see, I've been saving up some regular platinums as well, so let's use a few of those. I think we hit legendary recently on platinum, so I'm probably like at this point 8 away from the mercy would be my guess. I don't think I want to use 8, but we'll see if we can hit earlier. If not, we'll go back to golds. Maybe I'll go down to 22. I know we can get it with golds. It'll just be how long it takes. Oh, good old Yorgala. Oh yeah, thank God. And it is... Oh, interesting. He didn't come in with a shadow. Usually they come in with a shadowed silhouette and then they appear, but he was just bright and shining right from the moment he came through. All right, 1 short of where I wanted to go, faster than getting there with gold, so we'll call that a win-win-win, since you win as well with the video being a little shorter. Let me know your thoughts on this guy. That's what I think of him. He feels worthwhile to me. Taunt is so powerful. And I love that the tome investment is so much lower, so I will absolutely be going full tomes on him. And I guess just for the fun of it, let's go look real quick at what his awakening bonus is. Nope, accidentally didn't record that part, but it is defense. So he'll get 40% defense at full awakening, which is good for a taunt hero. So yeah, pretty easy to build. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on any of the stuff that we talked about here, especially thoughts around this new hero. Because again, I don't feel like I'm the best judge, but I feel like taunt is always good to have. I like the low tomes. Monogane is good. Awakening is a good match for him. I wouldn't have expected them to do anything like that, or anything that wasn't a good match, like an attack or something. You know, they're very good about giving awakenings that are actually relevant to those heroes, so no big surprise there. And the speed leadership in Arena is pretty nice as well, because I think that's higher than you get with other heroes. Like, I think the older speed lead bonus for Strybog or something was like 17. So now we're up to 21, which is nice. So anyways, thoughts in the comments. Really appreciate that. I like hearing what you guys think about this stuff. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're not currently playing the game and you've watched this far, download links in the description for both iPhone and Android, which will give you a free $50 starter bonus, which is just a great way to start the game. And you must download from those links if you want the starter bonus. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.